Okay. Good afternoon again, ladies and gentlemen. Here I am once again with the second video of the day. Wow. All right, down to business. So this is going to be another serious video, and I want to talk about three things here. Depression, anxiety, and panic attacks. Now, I've talked about this with Nikki before, but it's really an important topic, and I want to talk about. See, with my experience with anxiety was when I had my anxiety and when I was having my panic attacks. I went through it alone. And it was really bad. It was probably the worst thing that I ever went through in my life, probably. And I've been through a lot of things in my life, but those two things were probably the worst two things I've ever gone through in my no, three, well, yeah, anxiety and panic attacks I had. They were bad. I couldn't even enjoy Christmas or Thanksgiving and Christmas 2 years ago because of them. So it was daily. I was having panic attacks daily, and I was just worrying about things that might never happen. Um, and it was just worry, 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 worry. I was a worry wart. I was a worry wart. And what I want to say here is at the time, did a lot of research. I went on YouTube, researched YouTube channels. Like, I put in, anxiety and panic attacks, and all these different things came up. Then I found the channel Depression to Expression, as I've recommended that channel many times in my videos. And I got a much better understanding about how anxiety and panic attacks and depression, of course, works. Now, I don't have depression, but I know a lot about it. But, in terms of anxiety and panic attacks, I want to say this. If you're going through anxiety and panic attacks right now, there's hope and there's help for this. Now, some people don't believe in medications. I personally do. Some don't. So there are different things you can do. Like, I tried exercising, which I hate exercising. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I tried 2 years ago. I tried exercising, and it didn't help. So I finally found March of 2017. I finally found a very good psychiatrist, and I'm on 3 different medications for my anxiety and my panic attacks. And I don't have anxiety and I don't have panic attacks anymore. I remember being at my cousin's house for Christmas 2 years ago, and this was when I was going through my full blown panic attacks and anxiety. I just felt like I was out of it, like I was there, but I wasn't there. If that makes any sense to anybody. And I just want to talk about this because it's a very important topic, and I finally got, I'm not going to say the help that I needed, but I finally got on, 3 good medications, and I don't have panic attacks anymore, and I don't have anxiety anymore. But what I want to say here is that don't feel alone. Don't feel alone. If you have all 3 of these things, because I'm not going to limit it to just, anxiety and panic attacks. If you have all 3 of these things, if you have depression, if you have anxiety, and if you have panic attacks, there is hope. Now, you might not think there is because I didn't think there was when I was, when I was going through my anxiety and my panic attacks. I didn't think there was hope. I honestly, like, I honestly felt like I'd never be happy again. Because remember, folks, anxiety and anxiety will try to control you, and it will try to take over it'll try to it'll try to take over. But you can't let it. I know it's hard, but you can't let it. You gotta fight it. And I know it's hard, but that's what you gotta do. You can't let it win. You gotta let it. You gotta fight it, man. You gotta fight it. So okay, um, so if you have depression, if you have anxiety, and if you have panic attacks, or if you just have one of these or two of these or three of these, there's help. If you are someone though who believes in medications, then you might want to go and get help because you deserve a happy life. You don't deserve to be robbed of happiness. Right? You don't. Nobody deserves that. Everybody deserves to be happy. Really. I mean, once I got on the medications that I'm on, I started feeling so much better and quickly. Now, of course, I mean, not of course, but my medications had to be adjusted a few times, but, you know, um, I don't know. It's just one of those things, and it's funny when I was listening to some of the YouTube videos about people, like some people saying, "Oh, there's help for this." I truly didn't, I truly didn't believe that there was. I didn't know what to do. I was lost. I was going through it on my own. I didn't have support. I went through my anxiety and my panic attacks alone. I didn't have support. So if you know somebody who has panic attack, panic attacks and anxiety and depression, because I don't want to just limit it to two things. I want to talk about all three things. Support them. Be there for them. Do not blame them for their mental illness. Do not say, "Well, why aren't you getting better?" It takes time, okay, to get better. Do not rush someone to get better. They'll get better in their time, right? They'll get better in their time. Do not rush it. You can't. If you have a friend or if you have a significant other who has all three of these things or two of these things or one of these things, don't be like, "So why are you just moping around all day? Like, why don't you get better? Like, get better. Like, come on, snap out of it." No, you don't do that. It's because it doesn't work that way. It takes time to get better. And for people who have depression and anxiety and panic attacks, know this. Don't rush it. Don't be there for them. That's the best thing you can do, is to be there for them. Support them. Call them. Text them. Make sure they're okay. That's the best thing you can do, is just to be there for them and to support them. Don't rush them to get better because you're not in their shoes. You don't know what they're going through every day, you know? You don't know what that person is going through. Okay? You don't. You don't. So the best thing y'all can do, whether you have a friend who has all three of these things, or whether you have a significant other who has all three of these things, or one of these things, or two of these things, be there for them. That's the best thing you can do, is to be there for them. Don't rush them to get better. You can't. You can't rush them to get better. You can't do that. You have to be there for them, and that's what you got to do. So, there you go. I hope this helps. There is help for you. I want to be as informative as I can, and I want to be as helpful as I can. So the main thing is if you're going through all three of these things, or two of these things, if you have depression, or if you have anxiety, or if you have panic attacks, whatever it is, if you have three of these, two of these, or one of these, there's hope, and there's help. That's right. There's hope, and there's help for you. Get it, and you'll be better off. If you need to go see a psychiatrist and get put on, and if you need to go get put on medications, don't be ashamed of it. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed of getting help for your for your depression, or your anxiety, or your panic attacks, or three of these. Get the help you need, and what I mean by help is go see a psychiatrist if you believe in that, and go get put on medications, because honestly, you don't deserve to be unhappy, you guys. Really. If you're someone who is just miserable right now, and you don't know where to turn, and you don't know what to do, I would say you might want to go get help for what you're going through. Keeping busy is good. I tried to keep really busy when I was going through my anxiety and panic attacks, but no matter how busy I tried to keep, no matter how no matter how busy I tried to, I tried keeping really busy, it didn't work. Nothing worked, and I didn't know where to go. I didn't know where to turn. A lot of times I just slept. I just slept the days away. I wasn't depressed. I just slept the days away so I could escape the anxiety and the panic attacks. It was a bad time 2 years ago. It was a bad time. But the good news is, March of 2017, I went to go see a psychiatrist, and I got, he put me on 3 medications, and I don't have anxiety anymore, and I don't have panic attacks anymore. So the point is there's help. And I want y'all to know that there is help for this, for all three of these things. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. There is help for you. You just got to go get it. Make those phone calls. Do whatever you got to do to get the help you need. Also, if you're someone who's really bad off and you're considering suicide, do not take your own life. Either call the suicide prevention line, or call 911, and an ambulance will come and take you to a hospital. I'm assuming. I don't know what happens, but I'm assuming you go to the hospital. So that's another thing I want to touch on here, is if you're really bad and you're really just thinking about, ending your life, do not end your life, because you'll hurt a lot of people. You'll hurt your family, you'll hurt your friends, you'll hurt your significant other if you have one. So do not end your life. Get the help that you need. And if you're someone who doesn't want the help, then, I mean, you can't do it alone. You just can't do it alone. You know, you just can't. With mental illness, you can't do it alone. You need help. You know, I mean, if you don't want to call for help, call a friend maybe then, or call your significant other if you have one. They can always make you feel 1,000,000,000 times better. A friend can't do that, but a significant other can. So if you're nervous about calling for help, which I understand, then call a friend or call your significant other. But the main thing is, if you are thinking about suicide, don't end your life. Do not end your life. Get the help. Call 911 or call the suicide prevention line. Okay. So, this is a very important topic, because, I wish everybody could be happy in this world. I don't like seeing people suffer. I like everybody to be happy. And unfortunately, the world doesn't work that way. But the main thing is if you're going through all three of these things, or two of these things, or one of these things, if you have depression, if you're going through depression, or if you're going through anxiety or panic attacks, whatever you're going through, whether it's one of these things or two of these things or three of these things, get the help you need. It's important. It's very important, you guys. You know, it really is important to get the help that you need. So go get that help. No, but seriously, I want to let everybody know, and I'm talking from experience here. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. There is. I promise. You might feel like complete SHIT right now. You might feel like complete crap right now, and you might not have any friends, or you might not, maybe no one's supporting you. But, if you know someone, though, who has all three of these things, or two of these things, or one of these things, support them. I can't stress that enough. Support them and be there for them. So, yeah, there you go. That's what I wanted to talk about in this video. It's a very important topic. And I know I've talked about depression and anxiety and panic attacks before, but it's a really important topic. And I wanted to talk about it because it's an important topic. Now, I want to recommend Depression to Expression to you. It's a wonderful channel. The channel is for people who have mental illness. If whether you have depression or anxiety or panic attacks or all three of these things, that's what the channel's for. The guy who does the channel, he talks about his own experiences with depression and anxiety and panic attacks, and he talks about how to cope with depression and anxiety and panic attacks. And it's a very good channel. I also want to recommend another YouTube channel, my friend Nikki Wunderlich's channel. She talks about things like mental illness and other great things. And I also want to recommend another YouTube channel for you. My wonderful girlfriend Megan's channel. It's called Going Up. Please check it out and subscribe to it, to the channel. She talks about awesome things on her channel. And big shout out to you, Megan. And also my channel. Hello. What about me? No. Please subscribe to my channel and give this video a like and a thumbs up. And y'all take care and be blessed.